Hey y'all, welcome back. It's been a while. For those who watch strictly for the rebounding content, it's been quite a while, exactly 9 months. This video is dedicated to Naya Bear or Nala Bear, who left me a message this morning like, hey, I've been checking in for rebounding updates. What is going on? True. So just a quick update for those who are here only for the Acon Rebounder stuff. I was accepted into a program called Tulsa Remote. Quick overview of that program. You could definitely do more research on their website if you're interested in applying for and doing this program, which is a program that incentivizes remote workers to move there and live and work for a period of 1 year. In my last video, that was roughly 9 months ago, I was packing up my Houston apartment and preparing to move to Oklahoma. And I've done plenty of videos with more to come on my channel all about this experience. One of the incentives that we receive through the Tulsa Remote program is they have a health and wellness benefit. And I took advantage of that benefit to try out different fitness classes that I had been wanting to do for years, different types of yoga classes, Pilates, I mean, you name it. I got back into spinning. I don't think you can see it right now. Auto tracking's not on, whatever. Winter here in Oklahoma was very much colder than it was in Houston. And so I ended up investing in a spin bike so that I could do some cycling here at home when the weather got bad. I also do still have my pink mini stepper. I will do a separate video updating on that for anyone who is interested, but I did continue using the mini stepper. So I was doing a lot of other workouts. I love a group fitness class, y'all. When I moved to Oklahoma, I was in an apartment for like 3.5, 4 months. In the apartment, some of you might have noticed my rebounder, I did assemble it. It survived the Houston move amazingly. Like there was no sign of any damage or anything that happened in transit. And I was really surprised and happily surprised about that. The rebounder itself, it comes with, I guess they're trying to be sustainable, right? It's in a cardboard box and there's not a lot of like plastic and foam and bubble wrap and stuff. And my bubble wrap I had at that time, because I was moving my whole life, right, was dedicated to things that were fragile and could possibly break. So I didn't do any sort of wrapping with the rebounder, and it's still all of the metal components and everything came out great from that first move. And I also used moving pods, and you know, things can move around and get smushed and things like that. Honestly, I had like one champagne glass get broken in that entire move, so it was very successful. Plug for pods, not sponsored. And then in the second move, the same situation. Like I did, once I got into the house, opened the box and I checked out the rebounder to see how it looked. Looks great. There's no sign of any damage. So it does move and transport and travel very well. I saved the original boxes and I just put everything in as the best I could. So yeah, everything looks good. It held up to moving. But the issue is the bungees. We've been going back and forth about this for a long time. I really came to the internet, you know, hoping for a definitive answer. Are the bungees good? Are they bad? The last video I did, you guys can check that out if you haven't seen it yet. But I was talking about how the bungees were, some of them were fraying, different degrees of fraying, and just being afraid that one of them would pop, not knowing when exactly was the time to replace them or not, and things like that. And I was getting mixed answers, mixed reviews as far as what to do, and also was distracted by other workouts. So this morning, I get the comment from Miss Naya Bear, did you ever replace your bungees? And I was like, you know what? I need to start using this rebounder again. Why not? It cost me about $300. Why not just use the damn thing? At least reassemble it. So I went to the Acon website. Now it turns out that a pack of 12 replacement bungees, it only costs $39. And I'm like, okay, that seems reasonable. I could buy the bungees. And then I started thinking about my mat and how in the last video, my mat was starting to get worn in. And so I priced a replacement mat. A replacement mat is $85. So I started doing the math in my head and I'm like, man, was this really worth it? One, I'm not 100% sure if I should really replace these components right now, but maybe I should just get the mat anyway, because I know I could feel a difference in how the mat was beginning to feel. There were 2 reviews on the mat itself, and it has 2 stars, which was not encouraging. Right? And just looking at everything on the website and just thinking about how many comments I've gotten from people who said they've had to replace all of their bungees multiple times and it's become a money drain and things like that. I don't know. I definitely don't want to throw this away. Like, this was my whole purpose. Way back in the beginning, I was talking so much about wanting to be eco-conscious and like not just putting 5 rebounders into the landfill, 5 Amazon rebounders into the landfill because I was trying to save money and getting something that wasn't going to hold up. And then I spent a little bit more money, not, definitely not on the high end of rebounders, but I don't know. And then I started questioning that, right? Should I have waited a little longer and saved more and spent more money on a rebounder? Should I have used some of my Tulsa Remote money, even my Tulsa Remote incentive, on a rebounder instead? So at that point, I really started questioning, what is the overall value of this rebounder? At this point, I've invested around $300 in it, like 120, let's say another like 140-ish dollars to replace the mat and replace 12 of the bungees, not all of them. And in that time, more bungees are going to start to give way. This is, I'm starting to do the math and I'm like, what the heck? I could have gotten another rebounder for all of this, right? For all of this, the cost and the expense. Like if I get into it again, I get into it heavily, and trust me, I love it. And I know that there's so many amazing health benefits of rebounding. So it's not that I'm anti-rebounding at this point or even anti-Acon, but bottom line is right now, I'm undecided, but I wanted to come back and let you guys know exactly what has been going on. I hope this doesn't annoy you guys too much, but that is where I am with the Acon Rebounder. And I just wanted to come back definitely and give you all an update and let you know, one, I'm sure there's people who would be interested to know, am I still using it? The answer is no. And I've explained why. So life was a big part of it, right? But then also just kind of being unsure and a little bit dissatisfied, honestly dissatisfied with how the rebounder and the components held up, and really questioning what I want to do next. I wouldn't want to like sell the rebounder to someone. And at this point, if I sold it to someone, I'm essentially just selling them like the metal frame and probably saying, hey, you probably need to spend like $140 to get some bungees and a new mat, and then maybe setting them up to go through this same thing. Or I keep it and I'm the sucker, or maybe I give it away and then that person only spends $140. Y'all, it's a lot. It's a lot, I know. And we don't need to discuss all of this here, but I will let you know what I ultimately decide. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope that this helps someone. I love y'all. Peace.